Wow. I'm not even sure what to say about this series. 495 victory points for Giap. I honestly thought that was an unbeatable opening performance. I was like, wow, what a stomp. What a stomp. But Dbmb in game 2 hit back even harder. Barely. 496 victory points for him in game 2. Pretty amazing performance by the Allies in the finals here. Both US forces and Soviets annihilating Oster hard, but that is not going to dissuade Dbmb from picking Oster again. But he is going to change up his build order a little bit. He has not fielded Assault Grenadiers as his first unit this game. Just going with the standard double Grenadier opening. So let's see if that works a little better for him on Koludny Ferma Summer. See if that works a little better. Giap playing as US Forces Rifle Company. He's going to try and take a little bit of revenge on Dbmb for what he did to him in game 2, I think. Give him a taste of his own Rifle Company medicine here. So let's see if it works. Let's see if it works for Giap as well as it did for Dbmb. Dbmb is currently ahead by 1 victory point. 1 VP. So Giap, of course, depending on who wins this game, should he win, needs to try and set up a victory point lead should this series make it to the ace game. If Allies are going to be completely dominant this series, which so far it looks like they're going to be, judging by what we've seen, if Allies are going to completely dominate this series, then it's really going to come down to VP control and VP management as we make our way towards the ace game. So we'll see what happens. Koludny Ferma opening up pretty standard. 3 riflemen opening, one of them vetted, and right side base. Giap will take control of the south while Dbmb slowly takes control of the north, and the first engagement's about to happen here for the center house. Dbmb vaults the fence and takes building control right there. Riflemen set up behind green cover to engage from the south. Second squad of riflemen moves to assist. Another squad of grenadiers jumps into this church. Riflemen look like they're poised to win engagements everywhere except for here where the squad gets suppressed. And retreats. Nice play by Dbmb getting that early machine gun. That paid off, forcing one retreat. Riflemen forced the grenadiers there from the church. No model losses inflicted on Dbmb yet. 1 model loss inflicted on Giap. Grenadiers rotate in and out of the building. There's another dead rifleman. MG42 sets up in this building while Grenadiers take control of the center victory point, and from their position in that house, they put a little pressure on those riflemen to back off out of that cover position. And the map is split perfectly in half. Dbmb still backcapping on the left, maybe going to send this squad of riflemen right. Nothing really happening anywhere right now. 1 squad of grenadiers is going to head south to put pressure on these rear echelon troops, and it looks like Giap is going lieutenant, so he is going to not utilize the same build as Dbmb in game 2. He's instead going lieutenant tier, probably into a light vehicle of some kind. I think he would have queued up an M20 by now if that's what he were going to use. Nope, there it is, M20. Maybe he couldn't quite decide if he wanted that or AA half-track. Decides M20 is the route he's going to take. M20 making its way onto the field. Dbmb feels sufficiently comfortable with how engagements are going to extend that squad of Pyos down there to Giap's cutoff, and he will briefly take it, but that'll have not that dramatic of an impact since the M20 is already queued up, and his next big fuel purchases are going to be officers or tanks several minutes from now. So taking that cutoff at this point won't affect timings too much, and riflemen chase away the Pyro squad, get that sector back under control anyway. And the lieutenant is making his way towards Dbmb's fuel.
Utility car taking the field.
There's the utility car. Upgrading with armored skirts now. Meanwhile, Dbmb has gone tier 2. Probably going to start trying to get out a 222 as soon as he sees that utility car. Grenadiers working on a squad of riflemen right there. Utility car shows itself and Grenadiers will instantly retreat. One squad of Grenadiers with an LMG-42 moves to try and pressure away the captain, but the utility car will probably force this retreat as well, which is going to give Giap very strong early map control of both fuel points, both munitions points. The only place Dbmb has an advantage is for victory points, where he is in the lead. Dbmb in the lead by about 40.
Heavy truck, waiting for deployment.
M6 mine going down here in the north by Giap. And Dbmb is going 2-2-2 to counter that M20.
Our supply line just got cut off.
Dbmb spreading out a little bit, moving to take control of the south with Grenadiers and Pios. That MG42 is just putting pressure on riflemen. Neither squad advancing. MG42 is not really taking any damage. It's just kind of stalemated here for right now. Two squads of Grenadiers and the 221 heading south. That 221 probably just revealed itself on that strategic point. Maybe, I don't know. Probably won't be much of a surprise to Giap anyway. It's on his way south. Rear echelons inside the vehicle. Bazooka outside the vehicle. Grenadiers will encounter the crew first, though. This looks like a pretty good engagement for Dbmb right here. Grenadiers should be able to win against that bazooka, and the 222 is moving up on that utility car, which just suffered engine damage. Bazooka shot just missed. Oh no, I think that utility car might be dead. The bazooka just retreated, and the M20 is so stranded down here. There's a 50 cal on its way, but I don't know what that's going to be able to do.
A capture point is under attack.
Thank you, Bike Rush. That is a dead M20. This is a huge pickup by Bike Rush. There's a simultaneous engagement happening up here in the north. Grenadiers chase away a lieutenant. Rear echelon troops, get out, get back in. Not sure what he wants to do. There's nothing he can do, though. There's nothing he can do. That is a dead M20.
Light vehicle just got destroyed.
Nicely played by Dbmb, and that's going to give him a lot of room to maneuver here in the mid-game. Dead M20, 222 is fine, and Vet 1 moves back towards the base for repairs. Grenadiers are taking control of the north unopposed with the munitions and victory points.
The cavalry has arrived. Form up! What the hell am I meant to do with these recruits? Okay, that is green can be.
Huge pickup by Bike Rush. I was distracted. LMG Grenadiers jump into some green cover here in the middle. S-Mine's going down here on the victory point. Now that Giap has flamethrowers, the pressure's not going to get much less on Dbmb, honestly. I mean, the M20 being dead is great, but flamethrowers are a serious problem. Flamethrower stops just outside of S-Mine field range. Has to backpedal a little bit to be safe. Not being able to go through these S-Mines means it's difficult. Gonna be difficult to maneuver in this engagement.
Frontline units are being hung out to dry.
He's gonna skip past that minefield and move into the retreat path of this Grenadier squad. Dbmb a little slow to retreat right here. There's a retreat. He'd probably be able to get away from that. And Giap is going to get control of the south back somewhat briefly. There's a 222 exposing itself a little bit to rifles, but looks like it's going to be able to backpedal away from rifle grenade range. Flamethrower there has to retreat from these two squads. And there's currently one squad of Pios, LMG Grens, and the 222 to keep back this force, which is not that much since the machine gun is currently in the church. Squad of LMG Grenadiers moving towards the cutoff is going to get caught by a 50 cal. That's got to retreat. 222 falling a little bit low, needs to pull back for repairs as well. And no attempt by Giap to take victory point control is bringing him quite low. He's now 150 points behind his opponent. Or no, 50 points. Just 50 points. Never mind, not 150 points. So that's not actually that much. But 50 points behind his opponent. 467 to 388, and the clock is ticking quite quickly. This blob of flamethrowers is getting gunned down on this red cover. And And that's going to have to retreat. Meanwhile, a rifle squad is getting pinned down by the MG42. That could get wiped by the MG42 in that road if it would fire. It doesn't fire, though. And now it's switching targets to this blob. Looks like it's just going to have to run away. Sets up mid-engagement right there. Rifle grenade from these squads on the lieutenant. That MG42 might get stolen. And we saw in Game 2 how devastating that could be if that happens. Might get away. I'm not sure. I can't tell. Barely gets away. Dbmb has gone close air support. And he lost a full squad of grenadiers during this engagement. I'm not really sure how. I missed it happening because a lot is happening simultaneously.
The enemy has broken our supply
But
lines.
Giap has suffered losses of his own. One full squad of... Okay, Vice Rush. One full squad of, One full squad of riflemen wiped, plus the utility cars. Pretty expensive losses by Giap so far here. Pretty serious.
Welcome to the death. Our supply line just got cut off. Stick with me and you might just make it. Point taken. Ready for action, boys.
Apparently the 222 got abandoned at some point. I missed that happening. Okay, there's too many troll donations. That passed my threshold, so I'm gonna turn off the alert. Turn off the alert for now. but thank you everybody for your donations.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Oh my god, did that lieutenant just get wiped on an S-mine field right there? S-mine field right there and a lieutenant gets wiped. That's a lot of losses by Giap, and Dbmb has taken control of the whole map and still has a triple cap going against Giap, who just lost another full squad. There's lieutenant or captain tech by Giap as well. Interesting choice to go lieutenant into a captain. He must feel that he's fallen so behind that he can't rush out a tank. So this is gonna be a really hard game for Giap from this point forward.
We just lost a unit.
Really serious.
The capture point is being overrun. Emotion just came through. Damn Crouch just wasted some of our riflemen.
Another rifle squad gets wiped in the north when a flamethrower pops. This engagement's going poorly. Although the captain does wipe a squad of grenadiers right there. I don't know if that's going to be enough to save this game, though. He went captain into Stewart. And he only has 4 squads left. I think this is looking like GG. Dbmb dominating in game 3. Without really utilizing any of his commander features. I think he maybe redistributed resources like once. I don't know. I haven't been paying close enough attention.
You guys, listen to me if you want to live.
But if Giap doesn't make an amazing comeback from this point forward, it's probably over.
Our supply line just got cut off. Contact! MG42! Crew ready.
Here comes the Stewart. Going in hard on the 222. There is an AT gun and Panzerfaust potentially set up for this. That Stewart's probably gonna die. Stewart down. The 222 does go down in exchange, but that's a horrible trade for Giap and a great trade for Dbmb. And there it is. That's game 3 taken by Dbmb. And he took it hard. Not as hard as games 1 or 2, though. Not quite as much. 467 victory points for Dbmb. That means in game 4, Giap is going to have to win with 469 to get faction selection in the ace game. And he absolutely has to win for it to even go to an ace game. So let's go back to the map veto process.